Controversial opinions, everyone has them, some bigger than others, but my main one is that non-league football is better value of money and is more entertaining than the Premier League. Today I am going to try and convince you why that is the case with my 5 main points. I can imagine that you think my brain has just been taken out of my head, but you would be wrong. Hello and welcome back to the Blue Dragon YouTube channel where we discuss all things Premier League and Championship. However, with the new season coming up, I thought that I would give you my top 5 reasons on why Division 10 is greater than Division 1. Obviously, my main reason will be at number 1, so stick around for that. If you do agree with me, then like the video and comment your reason why. Obviously be a grown-up with your opinions in the comments. Obviously I know how good the Premier League is and why many call it the greatest in the world. I just thought I would shine a light on the many leagues no one ever talks about, so let's jump right in. My very first point is that when you go to a non-league game you feel much closer to the action, as if you can clearly see every ball that's being kicked from the expressions on the players' faces. You as a fan have a massive impact on the game. Have you ever been to a Premier League game and wondered, if I wasn't here then would it really make a difference to the atmosphere? However, in non-league football you are very much involved in the action. For example, if you go to the London Stadium, the home of West Ham, you will see there is about 50 miles between the fans and players, but with non-league football you are practically on the pitch, making for a more exciting matchday experience. Of course there are a few exceptions to this in the Premier League, with the likes of Dean's Court, the home of AFC Bournemouth, but it is very rare where you will get such involvement in the Premier League. Next I have that the game at stake has more on the line if you're a non-league side, and definitely in FA Cup matches, as if you win in the FA Cup and keep progressing up the rounds it has a significant financial impact on the club, and through that they can afford to buy more players in order to progress as a football club. Unfortunately the FA Cup has now scrapped replays as they only ask the Premier League teams. This is a great shame, as the smaller teams won't be able to get enough money to push them up the leagues in the long term unless you're Wrexham or Salford. Every game a club plays it has everything on the line. A lot of the time the players are fighting for the existence of the club, so they are more exciting, making it a better matchday experience that you simply would not get in the top division. Many of the oldest teams ever to play football in England play in non-league. In fact, did you know that the oldest football team in the world, Sheffield Football Club, play in non-league? Recently, mainly due to money not being spread evenly through the leagues, we have seen many of these historic teams go out of existence, so it means that every fan that buys a ticket helps their club, which no doubt is ran by the communities in a massive way. Don't get me wrong, there are several historic clubs in the Premier League, but they have become a shell of their former self, whereas when you go to a non-league game you can see that they are proud of what they have won in the past, which inspires these historic football grounds to keep going. Also, many of these teams have stayed in the same stadium for the last 100 years, adding aura to the place. Another reason to support non-league is that it doesn't cost a fortune for the fans to go and watch their team every week, but in some stadiums in the Premier League it can cost £60 for one ticket, but in non-league it can only cost a tenner, so that makes a massive difference. Also, over the past couple of years the poor have been priced out of football and aren't able to afford a ticket to go and watch their local side. It just goes to show that you don't need to have 5 houses to go and watch a game of football, and you can get a very decent standard of football for just £10 every game, and in 20 years' time I am convinced that it will almost be impossible to get a ticket for a normal Premier League game, and it should not be this way. And £60 for one game is the equivalent to over £1,200 over the course of a season, just home fixtures. Now, in my opinion, the main reason why non-league beats the Premier League is the community involved in non-league football. It brings people together at sometimes the lowest points in their lives, and it gives them something to get behind and something to support. If you go to a game in the Premier League, barely anyone there knows you unless you're one of the players. But in non-league these clubs simply would not survive without the volunteers, especially for those clubs who are not even professional yet, and that is what football is all about, bringing people together to watch the beautiful game, and that is what makes non-league football so entertaining, better than the top division in my personal opinion that no one asked for. But that is non-league's greatest strength, bringing people together under one umbrella. Right, thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy and want to see more content about the Premier League and Championship as the season begins, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you did enjoy, then put what you love about non-league in the comments down below, and feel free to have a look at my Premier League and Championship predictions videos. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day, and come on the boys.